Live from KSAT 12, the Nightbeat starts right now.
Facing the consequences, what Northeast ISD students face if they show up to school with no masks after that temporary mandate was issued.
You've got COVID and are isolated at home. So what now? We talk to health experts who break down the at-home treatments you can do right now to help with the recovery process. But first, school mask mandates are temporarily allowed again in Bexar County, but things could soon change once again with the ongoing legal battles.
Yeah, lots more to follow there. But in the meantime, some districts are implementing the new rules. So what does that mean for students who disobey? The Night Team's John Paul Barajas explains their punishment.
3 major San Antonio school districts have mandated masks. It's a choice that's been praised by some, but left others outraged.
Surgical masks do not work.
You are reducing the education of our students by mandating a mask.
At an emotional Northeast ISD board meeting, parents were given 1 minute to voice their concerns. But it wasn't enough time for some.
Average 6-month-old has had more doses of vaccines than the average 35-year-old. There's no way that's time.
Who even had to be escorted away from the podium.
Thank you very much. Your time is up.
The Dan Boss speech of OAN, that was amazing.
With SAISD's mandate already in place and Northside and Northeast ISDs set to go into effect on Monday, parents against masks will have a choice to make. Either follow the new rules or have their kids suffer the punishment.
It's a policy. We all have rules at work. You know what I mean? You have to abide by it. And sometimes rules change, so in order to keep your job, it's the same thing with school. You gotta follow policies, whether you like it or not.
Northeast ISD explained, day one, students without a mask will be offered one. If they deny it, they will be isolated and parents will be given the option to pick up their kid. If they let them stay, unmasked kids will be separated and given work. That will be repeated until the 4th day. If on day 4 the student still does not wear a mask, they'll be suspended for the day and the process will start back over when they return. And Northside ISD says they do not have a specific punishment and will treat each case based on the circumstances. As for SAISD, they say they're going to be trying to communicate with parents as best as possible to come to solutions. John Paul Barajas, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, John Paul. Nearly 25% of parents prefer if both students and teachers were required to wear a mask. That is according to a Google survey that polled 500 San Antonio residents. Also in that survey, 44% agreed that schools should mandate students and teachers to get vaccinated. We asked a similar question on our KSAT Instagram, but specifically focusing on employers like SAISD should be able to be requiring staff to be vaccinated. With more than 4,000 responses, 58% say yes. Keeping students safe as they head back to school amid this latest COVID-19 surge has certainly taken center stage in the last few weeks. With that in mind, the city of San Antonio held a town hall focused on kids. The Facebook Live event was hosted by Mayor Ron Nierenberg. There were 2 panelists, as you can see, Dr. Whitney Schwartz, a pediatric ER physician at Methodist Children's Hospital, and Metro Health Director Claude Jacob. Kids were encouraged to send in their questions, and a big one was about when the vaccine will be available for children under 12.
Hopefully sometime this winter, we'll be able to have vaccines for children under 12. A bunch of research studies are going on right now with regards to that patient population.
The panelists also explained how the vaccine works, the more significant impact the Delta variant is having on kids, and how masks offer protection. With COVID cases rising, there are some people fortunate enough not to need a hospital, particularly those who have been vaccinated who get infected. Scientists and doctors learned a lot over the last year on the do's and don'ts when it comes to treating non-severe COVID symptoms. The Night Team's Patty Santos talked to doctors to see what the latest research shows on what's helping those with mild COVID-19 have better outcomes.
Primary care doctors are busy taking calls from COVID-positive patients wondering what they need to do.
If it's really mild symptoms, we don't do anything. Ask them to take their Tylenol, keep hydrated, get as much rest as they can.
Dr. Saleh Jafra, who works at Medcare Associates, says his primary concern is when patients begin having respiratory problems.
How much can you do before you get short of breath? Do you get short of breath while you're talking to me? That's a big problem.
If you're homesick with COVID, you should have a pulse oximeter. If your oxygen saturation is below 94%, and that's not normal for you, then that would be a reason to go to the hospital.
Dr. Ruth Berggren of UT Health San Antonio says anyone who gets COVID and has one of a list of risk factors, such as being pregnant or having heart disease, needs to ask their doctor for a prescription for antibody therapy within the first 5 days of getting the positive test.
This can significantly reduce your risk of progression of COVID-19 disease and therefore greatly reduce your risk of needing to go to the emergency room.
The outpatient infusion therapy has FDA emergency use approval and is free in Bexar County at the Freeman Coliseum. There are also some don'ts for those who test positive. Dr. Berggren warns of the overuse of the immunosuppressant drugs too early into a COVID phase.
Doctors in the community are in fact prescribing steroids and Z-Paks. You should leave the doctor visit with a referral for monoclonal antibody infusions.
And of course, if you can stay home and don't need a hospital, isolate for at least 10 days.
And Tim Meyer, early on in the pandemic, we talked about how supplements like zinc, vitamin D, and also melatonin might help. Well, Dr. Berggren says the studies don't yet support the fact that these supplements help with the treatment of COVID, but she says it doesn't hurt to take them before you get COVID to make sure that your body is strong. To read more recommendations, head to KSAT.com. Tim, Myra.
All right, thank you, Patty. And there are opportunities this weekend to get the COVID-19 vaccine to prevent you from getting seriously ill. The City Council District 7 Goliad building will be the site of a vaccine clinic from 9 a.m. to noon tomorrow. The Pfizer and Johnson & Johnson shot will be given out there. The Whitney Museum is doing second doses for both Pfizer and offering the Johnson & Johnson from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. And the Windcrest United Methodist Church hosting a clinic from noon to 3 p.m. You can get the Pfizer shot there. For more information on these vaccine events this weekend, go to KSAT.com.
Turning now to other stories we're following tonight, attorneys for the mother of baby James Cherez says they are ready for trial in the case of tampering with evidence. To remind you, baby James' remains were found on the property where he lived with his mother, Delaney Cherez. She made a court appearance today in the 144th District Court with her attorneys on Zoom requesting a speedy trial. Baby James was reported missing in early January. He was last seen alive in security footage released by police from inside a drugstore. His remains were found in April. If no other charges are added against Cherez, we could see a trial take place as soon as jury trials are permitted to start again.
Another case awaiting the end of the jury moratorium is the case of Melissa Peoples, who was charged with intoxication manslaughter. She's accused of hitting and killing a local surgeon. This crash happened in 2019 when 58-year-old Dr. Naiji Kairuz was killed while riding his bicycle with lights on in a marked bike lane. Peoples appeared in court today for a hearing to determine whether certain evidence would be admitted into trial. 5 witnesses took the stand to testify. This trial was expected to begin next week, but again, because jury trials are not happening due to the pandemic right now, it will be rescheduled for later on this year.
In just 41 days, the current contract for the San Antonio Police Officers Association will end its 5-year term. And after more than 6 months of contract negotiations with the city of San Antonio, the current contract is likely to expire before a new one is reached. Key items remaining on the table: officers' wages, health care costs, and the thorniest and most high-profile issue, the appeals process for fired officers. The city wants to make it harder for fired cops to get their jobs back through arbitration. The city and union remain divided on who needs to prove what.
I think we want to try to resolve it as quickly as possible. I don't feel pressured to do it.
I tell you what, the minute people feel pressure on them, that ends up with negative results. You know, time and distance is always a good thing for people.
For a contract to be finalized, the two sides not only need to strike a deal at the table, but they also need to get the union membership and city council to approve it. The current contract ends on September 30th, and if a new one is not reached, there is an evergreen clause that would keep the current contract in effect for up to 8 years.
We have a traffic alert to make you aware of tonight. The main lanes of I-10 now closed in both directions as TxDOT starts the process of demolishing the US 87 Main Street Bridge in Boerne. Check out some new video we have into the newsroom tonight. The closure affects lanes from State Highway 46 to Scenic Loop Road. The work is part of TxDOT's I-10 Kendall Extension project, which is upgrading frontage roads and the overpasses from State Highway 46 to Fair Oaks Parkway. The closure will end Monday morning at 5 a.m. We have all the details about the closure and the planned detours on our website at KSAT.com.
High temperature today in San Antonio, 98 degrees for the third day in a row, and we're going to keep the heat going this weekend. So yeah, still going to be hot out there, y'all. Our high temperatures in the upper 90s, heat index several degrees above 100 each afternoon. Coming up, we'll talk a little bit more about that. Also about what's going on down along the Texas coast and our beaches. Dangerous rip currents this weekend. That does have something to do with what's going on in the tropics, specifically Hurricane Grace, which has rapidly intensified this evening. More on that and your weekend forecast coming up in a bit. Myra.
All right, thanks, Katie. Katie's keeping track of this too. Hurricane Henri inching closer and closer to land. How those in the Northeast, how they're preparing tonight.
Coming up, with thousands of dollars in his prison fund, a disgraced U.S. gymnastics doctor is ordered to get rid of the money. Where it'll be moved to.
And next, the U.S. is extending its travel restrictions again due to the Delta variant. What countries this will affect and how long this is expected to last. Non-essential travel with Canada and Mexico restricted now until September 21st. The Department of Homeland Security announcing that restriction has been extended. The department citing the Delta variant as the reason why. The U.S. has limited non-essential travel since the COVID-19 pandemic began. Restrictions do not apply to cross-border trade, U.S. citizens, lawful permanent residents, and people traveling for medical purposes or to attend school. On the flip side, as of last week, fully vaccinated U.S. citizens and permanent residents in the U.S. are allowed to travel into Canada.
The victims of disgraced USA gymnastics doctor Larry Nassar will be receiving some restitution. This comes as a judge ruled Nassar had to turn over his prison funds. Nassar is serving nearly 200 years in federal prison after he pled guilty to sexually abusing more than 150 girls and women over a 20-year period. Nassar has to pay over $60,000 in court-ordered criminal penalties. So far, he has only paid $300, despite having about $2,000 in his inmate trust account. That money will now go to the victims.
Now to Hurricane Henri. Right now it is threatening to hit the Northeast, a rare sight for people there. Reed Binion has the latest on how the region is now preparing.
But as long as we can find high ground, I'm fine.
Never even thought about whatever's coming. Are they calling it a hurricane?
It's the calm before the storm. Sunny skies and not a drop of rain in sight on the Massachusetts coast Friday. But that's expected to change in the next 48 hours as Tropical Storm Henri churns toward the northeast, forecast to make a rare landfall as a hurricane in New York, Rhode Island, or Massachusetts by Sunday.
We're preparing for what could be, as I mentioned, hurricane force winds, Category 1, sustained to 74 mile per hour winds, gusts up to 90 miles an hour.
We are asking everyone to take this storm seriously. The impacts of this storm will be widespread. Due to the significant amount of rain and high winds, everyone in the state, if possible, should plan to be at home by Saturday night and to plan to stay at home on Sunday.
With the storm strengthening, threatening to produce life-threatening storm surge, floods, and destructive winds, preparations are underway.
We're also activating up to 1,000 members of the National Guard. The storm could knock out power for somewhere between 100,000 and 300,000 residents based on the current estimates. So we're also working with utilities and others to stage crews around the Commonwealth.
I'm Reed Binion reporting.
Meanwhile, back home, taking a live look outside with Live Cam tonight. It is 84 degrees at 10:17, a warm one out there, but a nice breeze tonight.
Oh, yeah. It was really nice. So if you had late evening dinner plans, it really wasn't too bad at all if you were outside on the patio. So there's the latest on Henri. I'm going to focus on Hurricane Grace, which is rapidly approaching the Mexican coastline tonight. If you were with us on the news at 6, Grace was still a Category 1 hurricane. It is now a Category 3 hurricane. This tropical system has intensified rapidly tonight in the warm waters of the Gulf of Mexico. The sea surface temperatures out there are in the mid to upper 80s, so it is very warm. That's fuel for these tropical systems. Movement is still west at 10 miles per hour. And even though Grace is still some 450, 500 miles away from about Corpus Christi, it is going to have impacts on the beach forecast this weekend, specifically in terms of the rip current risk and also wave height. So even though that tropical system is so far away, the swells generated by Hurricane Grace will cause impacts along the Texas coast. Again, mainly in terms of rip current. So if you've got friends or family that have gone down to the coast for the weekend, please just remind them that the rip current risk is expected to be high both days. So they should exercise extreme caution if they are going to be in the water. Again, Grace is barreling west toward the Mexican coastline. Landfall is expected very late tonight. As soon as it makes landfall, it will start to weaken, but that doesn't mean the impacts along the coast here are going to be any less. We're talking extreme wind and coastal storm surge by tomorrow morning. It's working farther inland, closer to Mexico City, and then it'll become a tropical storm as it moves farther inland even tomorrow evening. Estimated rainfall, the totals are going to be high here, specifically between Tampico down to Veracruz, off to the northeast of Mexico City, anywhere from 6 inches to a foot of rain possible. So this, of course, will cause some unfortunate bad weather for parts of Mexico as we get into tonight and tomorrow. Meanwhile, here at home, South Central Texas, typical summertime weather for us, highs in the upper 90s, a very slim chance of a shower tomorrow. I'll show you a FUTURECAST here in just a couple of seconds. Currently 85 in Hondo, 89 in Cotulla, and 81 in Fredericksburg. Skies are clear out there. We've got some clouds way off to the west, and I expect skies will stay clear for the next several hours, but by dawn tomorrow, we'll pick up a couple of low clouds. So just like today, few clouds for a few hours tomorrow morning, then a good mix of sun and clouds as we head into tomorrow afternoon. Here's tomorrow's very low chance of a stray shower south of Highway 90. This looks even less impressive than it did earlier in the day. Nonetheless, we could have a stray shower. Try to wander up to the Highway 90 corridor through tomorrow afternoon. Anything that gets going will fizzle out after sunset, but just don't get your hopes up tomorrow. The overwhelming majority of our yards will stay dry as we head into Saturday, and then also on Sunday. We'll even drop that 10% chance by the time we get into Sunday. So again, most of us tomorrow, just another hot but breezy day. South-southeast winds will kick back in tomorrow afternoon and evening, right about 10 to 20 miles per hour. That will help us out because the heat index, so what it feels like to our bodies, these numbers will be back above 100 degrees for a lot of us. They should peak right around 105, give or take a few degrees as we head into the hottest part of the day, not just tomorrow, but also for the next few days. I don't have that magic 100 number on here, but at this point, we're going to get awfully close, especially by early next week. As far as rain chances go, a better chance of some isolated afternoon rain will kick in by the middle of next week, guys.
I got a kick out of you saying, you don't even say it. It's just 100.
Close enough.
Thanks, Kate.
Splitting hairs at this point. All right, Larry, the Spurs pick up their latest player, and he's another international player.
Yes, Jock Landale. That's Australian for center when it comes to basketball players.
Say so.
Yes, this guy can score down low, and he can also stretch the floor. It's exactly what NBA centers do these days, and he feels he's ready. Plus, our BGC preview takes us down to Floresville, where the Tigers are on the prowl, coming up. A little more than 2 months, the Spurs will tip off their 2021-22 regular season at home on Wednesday, October 20th with the Orlando Magic. The Rodeo road trip is 8 games and starts February 9th. Now, the Spurs released their schedule today, and here's a few highlights of their 82-game regular season schedule. Again, October 20th is the Spurs season opener with Orlando. October 23rd, the NBA champion Bucks will visit the AT&T Center. October 26th, they'll host LeBron and the Lakers. January 21st of the new year marks the return of Patty Mills with the Brooklyn Nets. January 28th, the Bulls and DeMar DeRozan come to town. And April 10th is the regular season finale at Dallas. Now, the Spurs also announced the signing of center Jock Landale. He's 6'11" and recently helped Australia win their first ever Olympic medal in men's basketball when they earned bronze at the 2020 Olympic Games. He averaged nearly 13 points in 21.5 minutes per game for the Boomers in Tokyo. The Olympic experience has Jock feeling good and ready for the NBA.
It does provide a lot of confidence in that, I was playing against NBA level guys, and I know there's still a lot of questions around whether or not I can produce at this level, but seeing myself do it and playing against those guys throughout the Olympics, it gives me the confidence coming into this that I can come out on the court and contribute from day one, and that's what I'll be looking to do.
Landale's 25 years old and will wear number 34 for the Spurs. Let's take a trip down Highway 181 and stop in Floresville for another big game coverage preview. Floresville Tigers have 14 starters returning, 9 on offense and 5 on defense. Players to watch include running back Darion Murphy and defensive back Brandon Cortez, who had 71 tackles and 7 interceptions last season. Murphy is one of the top backs in the area with nearly 1,700 yards rushing and 23 touchdowns last season. The Tigers went 3-7 last year, 2-3 in District 15 5A2, while advancing to the first round of the postseason. They feel blessed to be playing football and also hope that playoff experience will help them out.
Blessing, of course, with everything going on with the pandemic and everything, it's getting worse and everything, but just continue to try to stay healthy, and being able to see the field this year is always good.
Last year, what we've realized with COVID coming through is nothing's guaranteed. So we're just very thankful for every opportunity, every game, every practice that we have, and we're looking forward to a really good 21 season.
Definitely, we had to. Every player now has a year under their belt at least, and some of the new guys, they played in the playoff game, and they're gonna have that experience as well.
Floresville will open the season Friday night at home against Antonian at 7:30 p.m. Back to Darion Murphy, the Tigers' senior running back. The young man holds 26 offers from all across the nation: UTSA, Texas State, Iowa State Air Force, and Boston College, to name a handful. Plus, he received 5 offers from Ivy League schools, including Princeton University. He committed to them July 31st. He's joining the Ivy League's #1 recruiting class for 2022.
Princeton, it was just a blessing, of course, but just being able to go to such a prestigious school. I mean, my goal is always the NFL, but life after football, that was the main thing that solidified my decision.
Murphy said going to Princeton will help him provide for his family after football. After dominating as a freshman last season, Cole basketball standout Vivian Iwuchukwu is leaving for Montverde Academy in Florida. She averaged a double-double last season with 18.3 points and 12.3 rebounds per game. She makes the game look easy, but still has so much room to improve. She said leaving Cole isn't easy, but she's doing it with her future in mind.
I'm going to Montverde Academy because I'm just going there to develop my game, get better, and get stronger. Because I'm trying to get college ready, and just going there to work on my game, play against bigger girls that could actually get me better.
Viv will join her brother and former Cole basketball star Vincent, who's leaving an Indiana school for Montverde Academy as well. After the break, just call UTSA tight end Leroy Watson a utility knife. UTSA tight end Leroy Watson is among the 12 super seniors on the Roadrunners roster this season. He's returning for an extra year of eligibility, taking advantage of an NCAA blanket waiver for all 2020 fall sports student athletes due to COVID-19. The 6'5" tight end had 14 receptions for 176 yards last season. And today, he was asked to explain the tight end role with the Roadrunners.
Utility knife. We do everything. We pass, block, run routes, make spectacular catches, protect the quarterback, and we might run the ball every now and again. Tight ends are first and foremost protectors of the football, and then we are pass catchers and we're run blockers. So the ability to be able to have that speed to stretch the field down, to be able to stretch the field is amazing.
Last season, Watson was named honorable mention All-Conference USA at tight end. Guys,
thank you, Larry.
We'll be right back. Those are the sweet sounds of Broadway coming back to life. This week, rehearsals have begun for Broadway's cast of Disney's The Lion King.
And similar to young Simba, many just can't wait to be back on stage. Broadway has been dark since March 2020, of course, because of the pandemic.
Shows are set to reopen September 14th.
Sounds like they're getting in tune.
I need her to wake me up in the morning.
Right?
It'll be hot this weekend. Have a good one. Be careful out there.
All right. Thanks, Katie.
That does it for the Night Beat. Don't forget, Good Morning San Antonio starts tomorrow at 4:30.
Have a great night.
Or 6, actually, it's Saturday.
Oh, that's right. It's the weekend.
Katie and I'll see you on Saturday.